All right, I'd like you to find a comfortable seat, a place where you can take a few deep breaths, a place where you feel safe, secure, grounded. And if that means that you want to lay down for these first few moments, you can lay down. How do you feel most connected to the earth? Let's begin there. As we take our seats today, and maybe close eyes, maybe just look down. Let's start with attention to breath, the way we always do. But this morning, just noticing the enoughness of one breath. The way just this one breath enters our body, goes through this magical process of delivering oxygen to every part of our body, and then leaves, taking with it the waste, the byproducts of living. This one breath, this inhale and this exhale, exactly what we need for another moment of living. In fact, not one other thing is needed here. This breath is enough. And so we'll begin today this practice of Santosha. Santosha is part of the 8 limbs of yoga, one of the niyamas, and it means contentment. And it's a discipline. It's an effort to find contentment in any moment, just as the moment is. So starting with this breath, can you find a sense of contentment that this breath is perfect just as it is? This sitting here is perfect just as it is. Your body perfect in this moment just as it is and isn't. Nothing else is needed right here to find contentment. Let's reach the hands behind us to the floor and lean back into either fingertips or down onto your palms, just opening the space across the shoulders. Reflecting for a moment on any time recently you might have found yourself saying or thinking any of the following. I will be happy when. I wish that. They are so fill in the blank. Or I am too fill in the blank. All statements that pull us away from the moment and in the moment where contentment is. Let's lean forward a little bit, take the arms out from behind us and take a deep breath in, gathering up the air around, and exhale, hands back to heart center. And we'll do that 2 more times. Nice big circles with breath. Pausing with the thumbs in front of heart center. Setting an intention for this practice to practice the discipline of being content. Content with body as it is, content with your practice as it is, and as it isn't. From here, we're going to come all the way up to standing. We're going to begin this movement section standing. I'm going to take you through a little flow here that's going to help us get warmed up. And at first, you can keep your eyes open so you can see what's happening. So we're going to inhale the arms up. And on the exhale, let's bring the hands behind onto the hips, come into a little back bend. Take a deep breath in here. And on the exhale, hinge from the hips, slide your fingers down the backs of your legs. You might need to bend your knees a little bit in order to touch the floor. On the inhale, come through a flat back, slide the hands back up the legs. Come into the back bend. And release. Arms overhead. Let the palms join and exhale. Forward fold, soften the knees. Let the fingertips touch the floor. As you come up, bring the backs of your hands together. So the backs of the hands touching, come through the flat back. Arms peel up and open. Hands to hips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, slide your hands down the backs of your legs. Soften the knees. Let the fingertips touch the floor. Inhale to a flat back. Hands come back up the legs. Arms reach overhead. Palms touch. Forward fold. Let the backs of your hands come together as you come up through your flat back, stretching the wrists in a little different way. And hands behind. Inhale into a little back bend and continue sliding the hands down the legs. Come through the flat back, slide your hands up your legs. Inhale into your back bend and then rise. Exhale, forward fold. Backs of hands come up. And just let this be a little moving meditation. Hands on the back. One more time, we'll open up the chest. And then we'll exhale, sliding the fingers down the legs. Soft knees. Inhale, coming up the backs of the legs. Stopping for a little back bend, heart opener. And release here. Pausing in mountain pose, let's bring our fingertips to our shoulders. We're going to inhale the elbows out a little bit wider. I'm going to make a nice little circle here. Exhale to bring the elbows toward each other in the front. Inhale up and out. Exhale forward. So as we're loosening up our shoulders, I'm going to introduce a little trick that helps with Santosha. And really anything we can do to bring ourselves to the present moment can bring us into Santosha or contentment. So one trick is called drishti, letting our eyes focus on one point that's not moving. So find one object that's in front of you in a place where your eyes can feel relaxed and let your gaze settle on that point, unwavering, drishti. Let's release the hands to the sides. Eyes on that point still. Inhale, arms up. Now with the arms extended, look up toward your hands and find a new point on the ceiling. Drishti, single focus. When our eyes wander, our minds wander. So drishti is a way to come back here. Bring the hands to the heart and hinge from the hips, coming down into forward fold. Stepping our feet back into downward facing dog. Just taking a moment here to pedal out the heels. Just bicycling the feet one at a time. Looking for those places that maybe are a little tight, resistant, and allowing ourselves to just relax into those places. Relax into discomfort. Press into each finger one at a time, almost like you're playing the piano. Start to feel the strength in the front of your hands as you continue pedaling your heels. Shifting into a plank pose, let's drop our knees to the earth. In this tabletop position, starting to move through cat and cow. We're going to do this just a little bit differently. So on the inhale, lifting the tailbone, raising the chin into cow. On the exhale, navel comes into the spine, tucking into cat, and lift your knees off the ground. If that doesn't feel good on the tops of your feet, tuck your toes. A little bit of heat here. And then lower the knees, inhale into cow. And exhale, cat, with a little hover. Moving slowly with your breath. Relaxing into the discomfort, even when work is happening. And then let's widen our knees and settle our hips back into child's pose. Stretch your arms out as long as you can over your head. See if there's something that you can rest your forehead on. In this pose, the drishti is looking at the inside of your forehead. See about bringing your eyes inward to look at the inside of your forehead. Rock one shoulder to the ground and then the other, a little twist through the upper torso. Just giving your shoulders, your hips, your body some love, acceptance, contentment. Raising up again to a tabletop and tucking our toes. Let's return to downward facing dog. Chest coming a little closer to the earth. Nod your head yes, shake your head no. And then slowly, slowly walk the feet toward the hands. Come back into a forward fold. Pressing hands to shins, let's start a new flow. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a half lift. And exhale, forward fold. Continue with your breath, finding the backs of the legs, the strength of the spine. So contentment is contrary to the way most of us live our lives. We live in a world where we're constantly striving to improve. And we even bring that to our yoga mats with this idea that today I have to be better than yesterday. My hamstrings need to get an inch longer today than they were yesterday. Press halfway and then soften the knees, reach the arms up. As you exhale, sink into chair. And let's move with breath, flowing chair. Santosha invites us to just simply show up, stay present, and do our best. And in this moment, our best is enough. There's no need to push, excel, or get ahead. Right here, right now. Let's take one more deep breath in, and this time just let your arms open out into a V shape, little back bend with thumbs reaching back. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Press hands to shins, lift halfway, and step back, downward facing dog. For this practice, vinyasa are optional. I'm going to take an easier version of vinyasa today. That's going to look like this. I'm going to do exactly what we did before. Inhale into cow. Exhale, cat. Lift the knees. Inhale again into cow. And exhale, child's pose. So I'm going to use that today as my choice of vinyasa, a gentler version. Let's find our way back to the top of the mat. You can come through downward facing dog and then just bring your toes forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rise high. And exhale to your heart. So as we continue going through these slow movements, focus on you and only you. Not comparing, not competing, just content with what's here in these movements. Downward facing dog. Stay here or take a vinyasa. You can join me in this gentle vinyasa today if you like, or you can do the more traditional one. Breathing, aware, content. Coming up to a tabletop position. Let's lift our left hand off the mat just an inch and our right knee, finding our balance. And then when you feel stable and strong through the middle, just slowly reach out, one arm forward, one leg back. Lifting a little bit through the right hip and the left shoulder. Breathing here to feel the strength of the back. Just relaxing into the discomfort. Sometimes yoga teachers hold balancing poses a little longer than you like. It's for your own good. Stay here with breath. And then slowly replace hand and knee, shift side to side. And then we'll switch. Right hand hovers, left knee hovers. Let's reach out. Finding spinal balance. Deep breath in, long breath out. Feeling strength in the back, just lifting the left hip a bit and the right shoulder. Let the back feel strong. Relaxing into discomfort. Content with this. This is happening now. Nowhere else to be. And slowly release. Let's return our feet to the top of the mat. You can travel through down dog if you like. We'll inhale into a half lift. And we'll fold forward. In this forward fold, my friends, take your hands to the backs of your heels, soften the knees, and gently pull your head down. If you feel any strain in your lower back, bend your knees more. Lengthen the spine, deepen your breath. On your next inhale, flat back, trace your hands again up the backs of your legs. Come all the way to standing, find your back bend. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, mountain, sweep the arms high. Exhale through heart center, back down. Inhale to half lift and step back to all fours or downward facing dog. Again, you can stay or join me in an easy vinyasa. Three breaths in either child's pose or downward facing dog. And we will meet at the top of our mats. Inhale to a half lift. Sigh as you exhale into your forward fold. Reach high, extended mountain. And draw your hands to your heart. Let's keep our right foot where it is and step our left foot back, opening out sideways into warrior two. Just take a nice wide stance here. Front knee is bent, arms extended. Shift your eyes to look at your right middle knuckle and set your drishti here. Let that right middle knuckle hold all of your attention. The front knee is bent, the back leg is straight and strong. Deepen breath. Hold here. Keep your eyes on your front hand as you roll that palm up, and then your eyes kind of look at the inside of your palm like you're holding something precious there. Lower the left hand and let's lift into reverse warrior. And then we'll shift the drishti down. Look at your back foot or back hand. Find a point to set your eyes on here. Content. Coming into warrior two once again. Let's straighten the right leg and we'll shift into trikonasana or triangle pose. So hinging from the hips, you can set the hand on the shin, a block, or the floor. And then I'll give you a couple of options for drishti. One is looking at the top hand. But if that feels stressful to the neck, find a point out in front of you again and set your gaze there. Nice slow breaths. This breath, everything we need right here, right now. This body, this being alive. Contentment. Softening the knee a bit, come back to reverse warrior, and this time let that leg straighten. Just a really expansive posture. Like you're stretching into this moment. It's like you want to drink this moment up and there's just, you can't get enough of it, right? Open up to this breath. On your next exhale, soften that front knee, windmill the hands, and come into pyramid. So stepping the back foot forward, let's lengthen out through the crown of the head. And we'll slowly descend over the right leg. The drishti for this pose is actually the navel. So if you can tuck your chin to your chest and look inward at your own belly. This is claimed to be helpful for the thyroid gland, squeezing the neck here. Kind of squeezing the thyroid. Deepen your breath. And let's lift up to a flat back. All 10 fingertips on the floor. Let the back leg lift. Come into a 3-point balance. Engaged through the left hip. Lengthening through the spine. Santosha. Great practice is noticing when your body or your mind wants you to be going on to the next thing. And we tend to do that all day long. So let this pose be a teacher of how we can stay present. Our mind wants to always pull us forward. We can stay here. One more second. We're going to soften the front knee and set the back foot down again, walking our hands toward the long edge of the mat. And we'll turn our toes out and let's just start to lunge from side to side. A gentle movement, stretching through inner thighs. So Santosha is not positive thinking. It's not creating an affirmation that this is good, labeling. It's simply being with life exactly as life is. Kind of a reality check. It's just being with what is in real time. So we don't need to, feel gratitude when we're in uncomfortable places. We just simply can be in uncomfortable places and find contentment there. Let's turn toward the back edge of our mat, setting the feet up for warrior two. Take a deep breath in and just slowly open out into Virabhadrasana Dvi, warrior two. Left hand extended and the eyes look over that left middle knuckle. Shoulders down away from ears. Slow breathing. Santosha. The practice of Santosha invites us to be a little more kind to ourselves, to be with ourselves exactly as we are in this moment, not pushing, not pulling, just allowing ourselves to be. Let's turn the left palm looking at the inside of the palm, and we'll reverse the warrior and then slowly shift the eyes down toward our back hand or back foot. Find a point to stare, to hold your attention while you deepen your breath. Slowly coming into warrior two. We'll straighten our left leg and shift into Trikonasana, triangle pose. You can stay up a little higher, drop a little lower. Find a place for your drishti. It can be up at your middle finger tip again, or somewhere straight in front of you where there's less strain on your neck. Try to roll the top shoulder back just a bit, feeling space, length, and contentment. My favorite saying about Santosha is, it's like this now. When we find ourselves judging a moment, wishing it were different, we can just remind ourselves, it's like this now. Or this is happening now. And we can be unreactive, like an observer, a witness, moment by moment. Softening the front knee, coming back to warrior two. And then with that leg straight again, let's reverse our warrior and come into this big side body opening. Filling with breath. Soaking up this moment. Pulling it all in. And then softening the knee, let's windmill into pyramid. So the back foot steps forward a bit, the hips are squared. Let's reach out through the crown of the head and lower down. The drishti is looking toward the navel, squeezing chin to chest. Expanding with breath, sinking with your exhales. Lifting up to a flat back, let's find 3-point balance. So just walking the hands forward, floating the back leg. Exaggerate the breath here. Relaxing into discomfort. Inviting your mind to come back here again and again when it wants to go somewhere else. The drishti is straight down in front of you, right between your hands, maybe slightly forward of your fingers. Find a point on the floor and give it all of your attention. And let's soften our left knee, shift the foot back, and we'll widen our feet again, toes out. Let's do another round of this side to side lunge. Just releasing and stretching the inner thighs. Turning again to the top of the mat. Let's drop our back knee and come to a kneeling lunge. Let's give these hip flexors a little bit more attention. We'll move into a sequence next where we'll deeply stretch our quads. We want to get them ready. So lengthening through the chest, the spine, the top of the head. Just feeling a stretch here. Let's press the left hand down, circle the right arm up, just one big circle moving super slow motion into a twist. Fingertips pointing to the back wall. Hold here. And circle back around. Hand comes down to the inside of that right foot and we'll switch. Left foot comes forward into the kneeling lunge. Eyes straight down in front of you at a point on your mat. Look for the smallest point you can find, just a speck. It gives your mind something to do. And then right hand down, left arm circles up, super slow motion, and reaches to the wall behind. This open twist. Pressing the hand back just a bit, opening through the shoulder. Beautiful. Arm comes around. Place the hand inside the left foot and then scoop the foot back. Come onto your knees. So I'm going to invite us to come and sit on our heels. And if this doesn't feel good to your knees, you can extend your legs out in front of you. This is not everyone's favorite posture because the knees can be a little resistant. So let's, from here with legs straight or bent, bring your hands to the floor behind you. And you can be on fists, fingertips, or flat hands. And we're just going to open up through the chest here. This is modified hero. You can stay like this, or you can join me and move with breath. So on the inhale, just lifting the hips, squeezing the shoulders together, and exhale back down. Just moving with your breath a few times. Remembering that every body is different. And we tend to get into some of these trickier postures and we start to use language like, I can't do that. And so instead, Santosha would invite us to just be aware of what we can do, what our body can do, what it is doing in the moment. And we give that, we make that our practice. We're content with what our body can do. Let's return to an upright position, reaching the arms overhead. And on the exhale, bowing forward. So your legs again can be straight or bent underneath you. Either way, a forward fold. Breathe here deeply into the back of your body. And then let's start to make our way to a seat. And we'll bring the soles of our feet together. Coming into butterfly pose. In butterfly, your heels can be close to you or far away. Your hips get to kind of decide what that is. We're going to hold on to the ankles or the front of our shins, and we'll do a seated cat and cow here. So inhale to pull the chest forward, and exhale to round the spine. Find the greatest range of motion that your body can explore. Take your time, moving with breath in a way that your body can move. And then returning to a tall spine, let's twist to our right side. So just take a deep breath in, arms open, and we'll just spin from the waist. Use your core muscles and then set the hands down. Inhale with a taller spine and exhale to look over your back shoulder. You might explore pulling your right scapula onto your back a little bit more, your right shoulder blade. And then let your left scapula come away from your spine a bit. So your shoulder blades are doing two opposite actions here. And let's float the arms back and ease to the left side. And just gently set the hands, sit with a tall spine. And on the exhale, let your obliques, your torso muscles do the work of twisting you. The head moves last. Feeling the left shoulder blade hug onto your back. And the right shoulder opening, stretching. Eyes on one point. You might just try looking behind you as far as you can. What's the farthest comfortable point your eyes can hold? Empty your breath and return to center. Palms up, inhale, lift, and bring your hands back to your heart. Pausing here before we shift onto the floor. Let's draw the knees together. And holding on to the back of our legs, we'll slowly lower down onto our backs. And then let's just float our knees right up over our hips and bring the arms out to the sides. Just let your shoulders, your head rest on the ground. Squeeze your knees closer together and just start to tick-tock your knees back and forth. So you're rolling across the sacrum. And you're also using your core muscles to stop you before your legs touch the ground. A little bit of heat in the core. And then let's let the legs go all the way over to the left. So you might shift your body to the right, come into a twist. You can cross the legs or stack. Find your favorite lying down twist. The head turns to the right. And the drishti is often the fourth finger or the ring finger. But if that doesn't feel good to your neck, find a drishti point that allows you to relax your neck. You can also, of course, close your eyes, but if you do that, find a drishti point inside. Maybe with eyes closed, thinking of looking at the tip of your nose or the inside of your forehead. Filling up with breath and emptying breath out. Slowly unwind back to center. And before you go to the other side, let's once again find neutral. Settle shoulders and head on the floor. Bring your knees up. Do a couple of tick-tock back and forth. And then we'll shift to the left and drop our knees to the right. Taking any version of twist that allows you to keep your shoulders on the floor and twist your head to the left. Finding a drishti point here. And on this next inhale, find your way back to center. Extending the legs out and the arms overhead. Take a deep breath in and stretch your body, fingertips to toes. So kind of walk your heels farther down your mat, walk your fingers up like you're climbing a rope. Breathe in and breathe out into all of this length, this traction in your body. Exhale like a snow angel, arms coming down, scoop your knees into your body, chin to chest, curl into a tight little ball. You do that a couple more times. Inhale, snow angel, arms lift. Exhale, curl into the tightest little ball that you can. You're wringing every last little drop out. One more time, reach up. And squeeze in. Extending the legs up. Final posture before rest. Legs up the wall. And place something under your hips if you like. Or just be here with a few breaths. Santosha. This moment, offering everything we need to be alive, to experience life. This breath is enough. This body, as it is and as it isn't, perfect to experience this moment. Softening the knees, placing the feet on the earth, coming into a relaxing position for Shavasana. You can extend your legs or keep your knees bent, palms turn up, shoulders hugged underneath. And if you'd like to continue exploring drishti, you can find a point on the ceiling to settle your eyes on. Maybe forward a bit so that eyelids soften. If eyes are closed, find a drishti point inside. Try to see the backs of your eyelids, the inside of your eyebrows, the bridge of your nose. Let breathing now become more natural. So it almost feels like your body is being breathed. No effort on your part. Breath is happening to you. Noticing gravity holding you here. The parts of the body that are touching the earth. Noticing where clothing is touching your body. The different textures, top and bottom. Notice any sounds you hear. Notice if there's a taste in your mouth or a fragrance in the air. Take it all in. This is called living in this moment. Everything we need to be alive is right here. There is a Chinese proverb which states, people in the West are always getting ready to live. As this proverb states, we never really live, we just get ready. Santosha invites us into contentment by taking a refuge in a calm center, opening our hearts for what we do have, and practicing the paradox of not seeking. Stay in the center and notice each moment with calm serenity. Catherine Lewis. Let's slowly begin to find our way back to seated, moving in a way that brings contentment with you. Content when I'm lying down, content when I'm sitting up. When you're ready to close your practice, bring your hands together in a gesture of gratitude. Take another breath, noticing the beauty and the perfection of this one breath. Everything we need is right here. May we go through our day today, folks, living moment by moment and not getting ready to live. Thank you for showing up for yourself today. Namaste.